also like to thank, we have an advisory committee that's developing the policies and procedures that will govern a male-female campus. So that advisory committee, I'd like to thank you for being here. I'd like to thank Linda Rowley. I'd like to thank our accountant especially. You know, you have an accountant and they're a numbers person, and your relationship is typically no nonsense. Well, our numbers person is more than a little no nonsense. We can talk, even when it looks bleak, even when we're doing something we ain't supposed to. She said, Frank, you can't do that. But she also made sure we had a little coffee today, and I'd like to just take the opportunity to acknowledge our accountant, Carol Santos. Ed Mobley, one of our volunteers to help our guys with mock interviews. I'd like to also acknowledge another one of our cheerleaders and one of our partners. You know, when you start accumulating things, you get a whole lot of furniture. Well, we got Dreams of Wilmington by Tracy Wilson. Say, Frank, we got plenty of space you can store stuff in. So I'd like to acknowledge Dreams for how they have helped us. I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Pastor Silveri, as they always write a check in the nick of time just before the lights get turned off. I'd like to thank another one of my coffee and mentoring partners in the back, Orlando Newkirk, for keeping us inspired and helping us become in the 21st century with our totally technology, database, and case management system. His team, Shalon, and my good brother. I'd like to thank them as well. And I'm perusing the crowd. I'd like to thank my good Miss Pappas from United Way. Also, another person who she's sitting beside, who was the deputy county manager at the time, that when I went to him a couple of times, said, Andy, we need some help. Andy said, well, I'll do what I can do. And he inspired us. He came and did some trainings for us, and caused us to be able to get here. My good friend Hattie in the back, and I see a lot of the other public defenders, and my good friend, public defender. I see my homegirl in the back, Kim and Francine, and Tanita and Rhonda. I see everybody, and I want to just thank everybody for believing in us. For coming out in the heat. Thankfully, this morning, God cooled it off a little bit. Yes, He did, yeah. You know, it was, when I woke up, I said, oh, it's going to be good. Then Amy called, say, Frank, the sunshine will be shining by 10. Then Robert Philpott, who is our board member and Coast Guard guy, say, I just looked at the radar, and we got 2 or 3 good hours. So we want to thank God for holding the rain off. My Southeastern Alliance for Community Change, Steve and Anna, the other team that I'm a part of, thank you for their support. Ms. Wilmington, for allowing your son to come volunteer and that we want to hire. And I'd just like to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody.